It is official. The Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max in 2021. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm here with another video. If you were watching Zack Snyder's watch party of Man of Steel on Vero, you saw that near the end he took questions from fans to include an appearance by Henry Cavill as part of the panel, and while he did seem a bit hedgy with answering the question when one of the fans at the end asked, "Is the Snyder Cut being released?" Zack Snyder was like, "Well, I can't show you the Snyder Cut, but I can show you this." And boom, right there, the promo, HBO Max 2021. And all these journalists were at the ready with either one article saying it's happening, one article saying it's not happening. So go online, type in Snyder Cut, and you can find a bunch of articles with it coming to HBO Max. I pulled the one from Variety.com, and I'm going to go into it, and we will dive into this. I am so excited. You know from my last video that I am a supporter, I was a supporter of Release the Snyder Cut, and now I'm still a supporter because now the Snyder Cut's happening. And again, I'm not saying this movie is going to be excellent or mind-blowing or anything like that. I just want to see what Zack Snyder was going to offer us before he had to leave for personal reasons. Before Warner Brothers got greedy and brought in Joss Whedon and tried to play catch-up with Marvel, and we got the tonally bipolar film all over the place, and us fans of the Snyder Universe are sitting there going, that's not what the third movie in a trilogy is supposed to be like. It's supposed to build off of the first two movies, and it felt like it was just a Frankenstein monster mismatch of tones and color schemes and character development and so forth. It did not jive at all with the first two films. But at any rate, I'm going to go into this article, give my 2 cents again on this whole situation. So let's dive in, shall we? Alright. The mythical unreleased version of the 2017 superhero film Justice League will finally see the light of day on Warner Media's HBO Max in 2021. I love how they still say mythical, even though now it's fucking official at this point. It is coming to HBO Max in 2021, so it's not mythical. There is a cut out there. It might not be it's not finished. We know that for a fact. We know filming was supposed to happen, and then COVID-19 happened, but here it is. Everything got pushed back. It's going to be released 2021. I'm going to be at the ready with a subscription to HBO Max because day one I'm going to watch this bitch. After years of campaigning from talent and comic book fans, the studio behind the DC Films ensemble Justice League will offer original director Zack Snyder's cut of the film, which saw heroes Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Cyborg, and Superman share the same screen. Director Zack Snyder announced the news on a live Q&A Wednesday today, following a virtual screening of his Henry Cavill-led Superman film Man of Steel. A film I love. I put Batman vs. Superman slightly above that, but I do love both of those films. Here's the announcement. Boom! HBO Max. Release the Snyder Cut only on HBO Max 2021. That was the promo he showed on the stream. Snyder completed the majority of work on Justice League in 2016, but stepped away from post-production and editing in light of a family tragedy. Warner Brothers brought in the Avengers helmer Joss Whedon to finish the job, and the varying styles of both men led many fans to believe Snyder had envisioned a much darker take on the project. Yes, he did envision a much darker take on the project, because if you look at Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman and comparing to Justice League, they are tonally different. They do not jive at all. They do not jive as if they were part of a trilogy. That and the fact that Joss Whedon reshot a bulk of the film, so you could tell that he came in and just stepped all over whatever Zack Snyder had done previously. Budgeted at a reported $300 million, the film grossed over $650 million worldwide and did not resonate with critics, sitting at 40% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. The DC assemblage was largely perceived as a miss in comparison to the juggernaut of Marvel Studios, and led to a creative pivot away from a tightly connected cinematic universe in favor of a far more loosely ensembled collection of comic book adaptations. This is Warner Brothers basically making stupid decisions at this point, and I'm being very nice when I say that, because all they had to do was let Zack Snyder finish his vision. Whether you liked it or not, let him finish his vision. As with comic books themselves, have a multiverse of films. Have Zack Snyderverse, and then use Flash, because Flash is in the films. Use him as a flashpoint to reboot and start over, or however you want to start over. So there are different multiverses. Pretty much. That's all they had to do. But they got greedy, they got stupid, and they wanted to play catch up, so they decided, well, we're going to emulate Marvel. We're going to try to do what Marvel's doing when DC is not Marvel. DC fans know this. DC fans don't care. That's why they're DC fans and not Marvel fans primarily. But it is what it is at this point. But that's where Warner Brothers has found themselves. And now they're, finally giving the fans, the ones that were calling for release of Snyder Cut, what we've been asking for since 2017. This includes Todd Phillips' global smash Joker, which won Joaquin Phoenix the Best Actor Oscar and grossed over $1 billion at the global box office. Ben Affleck has subsequently vacated the Batsuit in favor of Robert Pattinson in an upcoming reboot from director Matt Reeves. I feel that Ben Affleck would come back for Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder would be the only reason Ben Affleck would come back to don the Batman suit at this point, because of Warner Brothers and Jeff Johns and the shit they pulled going against Zack Snyder, or behind Zack Snyder's back, pretty much. All right, sorry. Release of Snyder Cut became a massive grassroots rallying cry, an example of how fandom can seize hold of a franchise despite all efforts by the studio to control it, especially online. Fans are customers, so while studios may control what gets released or not, to go against the fans, at least in the nature where people were telling them that we're stupid for calling for this, it doesn't exist, and this and that, that's not how you do that. That's not how you do that, pretty much. So then in November 2019, Wonder Woman star Gal Gadot kicked the campaign into overdrive by tweeting the hashtag with a grayscale still from Justice League, with Affleck, Snyder himself following suit, sending fans into a Twitter-fed frenzy. Even Aquaman Jason Momoa called for the darker film to drop as recently as yesterday, May 19th, 2020. So for us, pretty much, we're looking at the whole situation and we're saying, okay, we're seeing these stills getting dropped. We're seeing these stars associated with the film. They're dropping the release of Snyder Cut hashtag. Now, if they're already paid, why would they care? Why would they care at this point? Why would they promote something that doesn't exist? If it doesn't exist, they're not going to get paid. That's the whole point. That's why it didn't make any sense. Snyder himself admitted that his own cut of the film existed, but the onus was on Warner Brothers to release it. While plans to release the Snyder Cut theatrically never took shape, its value for HBO Max is undeniable. Yes, that's what people were saying as well. We weren't exactly expecting a theatrical release because there were some scenes still needing to be shot. However, with the advent of HBO Max, that was an ideal vehicle for them to use, because guaranteed people wanting to see the Snyder Cut are going to buy that streaming service just to see the film. They might not get as much money as that they would release it in theaters, but they would get a nice chunk of change because that it would cut out marketing and other things that would have gone into the budget. That's it. As Warner Media's own bid at a Netflix killer, as many have labeled fledgling OTT services like Disney Plus, global event IP like Justice League is invaluable subscriber bait for the platform which launches May 27th. Yes. So you can call it subscriber bait all you want. We're going to purchase subscriptions to the streaming service for HBO Max because we've wanted to see this film since 2017. It'll be 4 years when it's finally sees the light on HBO Max, but we're willing to wait. It's going to drive us crazy, but we're going to wait, and we're going to have our subscription money at the ready, pretty much. That's where we stand right now, but drop your comments down below. What do you think? Did you think the Snyder Cut was at all real? Are you in support of the Snyder Cut? Do you like Zack Snyder's version? Do you not like Zack Snyder's version? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all again for getting me to monetization. Right now, I'm in the process of YouTube reviewing my channel, so when I hear finally from them whether or not I'm monetized, I will let you all know. But until then, this is Mario Jade. Catch me with my next video or live stream. Oh boy, I really want to talk about this more. Maybe talk about it again on the Nerdy and the Lethal, which I live stream on Saturdays with Lethal Lightning, so catch me then. Until then, this is Mario Jade. Catch you on the dark side. Take care.